Welcome back to the Mindmap Consulting YouTube channel, to all our subscribers. And thank you for joining us if you're here for the very first time. My name is Samantha, and I'm a career transition expert. I focus on helping immigrants navigate in their careers once they move to new countries. And the aim of this YouTube channel is to equip any immigrant with information that can make their transition to a new culture anywhere in the world that much easier. So it doesn't matter which part of the world you're migrating to, connect with us and we'll see how we can help you. If you're planning to migrate, or if you've already migrated to a new country and are trying to find your feet, then you are exactly the person we're talking to. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get tips on how to navigate or go about your job search once you've moved across to a new country. This week I said that I was going to go on a bit of a tangent because I've been getting a lot of questions from people about what they need to do or which visa to get onto in order for them to come to Australia. And just to clarify, I'm neither a registered immigration agent nor am I qualified to give you immigration advice. So for now, I'm just going to avail myself in this week's episodes to give you some basic information on where to start. And hopefully this will give you a bit of a head start. I mentioned in yesterday's episode that Google is everyone's best friend, and I promise you she's very generous with information. But just a heads up, no matter where in the world you come from, in order to live, study, or work in Australia, you will need a valid visa. Whichever type of visa you choose to go for will usually depend on your situation. So it could be the country you come from, the qualifications you hold, the work experience you've had, and sometimes even affordability. The Australian immigration is quite complex, and some people have been able to pull it off applying for visas on their own, but most of the times people have been denied because they had to go at it alone and failed to meet the small critical application requirement. The devil is in the detail, and registered immigration lawyers or agents often know the detail. I would advise anyone who's going to be spending so much money applying for an Australian visa to do so through an agency. And have the peace of mind knowing that you are being served by an expert. There's something about being an expert in the field. You know the most intricate detail, the important information that normal people would never know about. These people are always on top of things. They know each new requirement or law as and when it gets passed. By the time you decide to put documents together so you can start ticking boxes of each requirement criteria, new requirements are being added. And that sometimes you don't even know about it. So best believe a registered immigration agent or a lawyer always knows about it. Some more than others. So just make sure you do your due diligence regarding who you're going to engage to represent you. So today I'm here for the professionals, anyone who has a desire to move to Australia. It could be all those who have made plans to start preparing for a move to Australia, or maybe even people that have already launched an application and just want to make sure that they've ticked all the right boxes. Now, if you don't fall in any of these categories, maybe you know someone who does. Share the link to this video with them so that they can get some information as well. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification button for some more updates because this is just the beginning of your journey. So if you want to move to Australia, the first question you ought to ask yourself before doing anything is why? For what reason? Are you moving across to work, to further your studies, or for pleasure? Whatever your reason, each pathway has a different visa. If you want to further your studies in Australia, check out the video I posted yesterday. It's a very detailed summary of what you need to know before applying for a student visa in Australia. And if it's for pleasure, maybe you and your family would like to come to Australia on holiday. Then there's a tourist visa available for you. What I've done is I've added a link in the description box below for you to get additional information on tourist visas from the Australian Home Affairs website. You're welcome. If your reason is to work or to find a job, there's some details you need to know beforehand. The first, there is a wide variety of working visas available in Australia. And the second is that each working visa is different from the other and also serves a different purpose. And lastly, you need to always remember that the class of each main working visa is determined by three major factors. Is it a critical skilled visa class or non-critical? Is it in a major city or original city? And lastly, are you on holiday wanting to work in Australia? Now, I'm going to explain this in a simple way for the purpose of all those who have no idea what critical or non-critical means. Most countries in the world that offer working visas offer these visas based on the mere fact that there's a shortage of certain skills in their country. And as a result of this shortage of skills, they need the expertise of migrants, or they need to export certain skill sets. I'm going to give you a bit of an example so you sort of get the picture. Australia does not manufacture Suzuki, the car brand. So what does Australia do? It imports Suzuki from Japan. So in the same breath, maybe there's a heightened need for nurses in Australia. So Australia opens its borders to bring in skilled nurses. This then qualified nursing as a critical skill in Australia because there's a shortage of nurses. Now, the same principle applies across other disciplines, which I haven't noted as examples. So before applying or considering a visa application to Australia, check the skills list to see if your profession is listed. And if it is listed, that's just the first hurdle passed. Now you have to start the box ticking exercise to determine if you met the complete requirements. When it comes to differentiating between a major city or original city, the best place to get that information is on the Australian Home Affairs website. What I've done is I've also included a link in the description box below. Hopefully that helps. But just to give you a bit of an insight, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane would be examples of major cities. Perth, Adelaide, the Sunshine Coast, Canberra, Newcastle, Hobart are examples of regional cities. You can also work in Australia when you come on holiday, but this all depends on which country you come from. Unfortunately, not all countries qualify for working holiday visas. Now, when it comes to critical or non-critical visas, they are further broken down into different visas. So I was just going to give you a bit of information as to which visa types fall within this category. So you get the temporary skill shortage, skilled nominated, independent nominated, original nominated visas. So before I go, here are some few important tips. Use an immigration agent. The Australian visa application process is a lot more complex than it looks. Do your research. Research the city you want to migrate to, the agency you want to use, the visa type you want to apply for. Save as much money as you can while doing your research, and be sure to put some money aside. This will serve you when you have to pay for that visa, or if you decide to use an agent. And even more so, it will help you when you move to Australia. And last but not least, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a very informative channel and I help clarify some of the myths and also provide you with detail on what to expect when you move across. Whatever decision you make, I hope this video is going to help you make the right one. So if you're a professional and wish to move to Australia for work, this video is for you. If you know other professionals who are interested in Australia, share this video with them so that they also make an informed decision. I've posted some links in the description box below which will give you additional information. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you do not miss out on any of the videos we put out each week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And hit the notification button, because every time there's a new video, you will get a reminder. I look forward to catching up with you every Tuesday and Wednesday as we change the immigrant narrative one city at a time.